X-Men 97 is getting ready to come out in just a little over a week from now, I believe. And there's a lot of people say, I'm not going to pretend that I'm super excited about it, but I mean, I did love that old X-Men animated show. I really did. And so a lot of people have been very pumped and excited to see what they've got coming. Now, every once in a while in Hollywood, we hear about, a story of, they just started shooting a movie and they replaced the actor. I believe that happened in Back to the Future. Obviously, it happened in Lord of the Rings, as we got a new Aragorn come in and all that kind of stuff. But it's very, very rare. I'll go so far as to say, Rob, I can't think of a time off the top of my head that like a week before a show comes out, the creator, showrunner, producer gets fired off of that show a week before it comes out. And and it's very, very, dare I say, sus circumstances.
Oh, wow.
That are surrounding it. And listen, let's go over, we're going to read a little bit of this at length because it's a very odd situation. Hollywood Reporter says, in an unusual situation on the eve of a project's debut, the writer-producer who worked on the Moon Knight and Blade will no longer be promoting the show and moving forward with seasons. Earlier this month, Beau DeMayo was in the midst of a particularly busy time at Marvel Studios. The writer-producer was preparing for the launch of X-Men 97 at the Disney Plus series he created as a continuation of the beloved 90s Fox Kids show. DeMayo, a Marvel regular who regularly wrote on live-action series Moon Knight, as well as other drafts of the company's delayed but still upcoming vampire thriller Blade, had completed writing duties on season 2 of X-Men 97. Like, the first season's coming out, he's already done season 2. 97. He was lining up a press and making plans to attend the show's Hollywood premiere on March 13th. That's today. He was even discussing those ideas, loose ideas, for a third season with members of his team. But early last week, Marvel and DeMayo suddenly parted ways. His company, listen to this, his company email was deactivated and cast and crew were informed that he was no longer on the project. DeMayo's Instagram account, once a source for X-Men updates, was deleted. No reason for firing was given. Marvel had no comment. DeMayo's representatives did not return calls for comment, and emails to the showrunner yielded no response. All right. We have seen creative differences, right? That like the most legitimate reason for a studio and a creator to part ways is creative differences, right? And that's a fair, nobody's at fault kind of situation. We want one thing, you want something else. No problem. Let's just not work together on this project. Nothing wrong with that. Totally common. Happens. No big deal. But Rob, I can't imagine that 1 week before the show comes out, season 2's already written. The deactivation of social media accounts, the shutting down of company emails, the no responses from comments. This is clearly, let me be careful. I'm not a fly in the wall inside the offices there, so I cannot pretend to know for a fact what's going on. So I don't. Just be clear about that. But clearly, common sense dictates. This is not simply a creative difference split. Something bad happened.
Yes.
I mean, because, under a situation like this, if it was like a creative differences, like they wanted to do something, we just didn't want them to do it, they would just say, hey, we wanted different things. We wish them well on their future endeavors. The creator says, it's been an honor to work on a project like this with the wonderful people that I've worked with, and I look forward to my future stuff and blah, blah, blah. But delete social media, shut down email, no comment why they got fired, no response to why they got fired. Look, let's be very, very careful. We could go down some dark paths here, right? We could. Obviously, like, my first thing is, was there some kind of accusation? Did something happen behind the doors? Is this a personal issue with DeMayo? I mean, obviously, it might not be any of those things. This is pure wild speculation. But something bad happened, Rob. And I wonder if this is going to kind of cast a shadow over the launching of this series, and are there going to be lawsuits? I mean, I don't know, but you read about this. Can you recall another situation that might be likened unto this? I can't think of any off the top of my head. And what do you think's going on here?
Well, like you, I don't want to speculate
other than, yeah, it's bad. And not only is it bad, like this show is just, the animated series was made for kids. It was Fox, you know, it's not an adult oriented. So Disney could not, in my mind, they could not have any reason for the studio to either be held liable, show any impropriety, I don't know what, but the studio took great steps. They're lucky because most people don't know who worked on animated shows. You know, unless it's Paul Dini or Alan Burnett on like the Batman animated series, and people know. This show, not so much. And if people go back, they'll always associate this with the original version of the show from the 90s. So Disney, I think, knew that, took that into consideration. But here's a creative that was ensconced at Marvel, working on live action and animated shows. And like you said, John, like it was reported, he'd already done the second season. Having worked in animation, I was surprised just how far in advance animated shows are because of the production time it takes with the animation itself. So this is a big deal. And I'm sure we haven't heard the last of this story. Because if it's something that Disney felt the need to take such extreme measures right before the premiere, I think there's more information to follow.
Well, look, I think it's
But
safe.
do people care?
Right. I think it's safe to say that, and by the way, I say safe to say, but it very well may not be. Okay, so just be clear. We're speculating. Okay, just keep in mind we're speculating. I will be shocked if this isn't an HR issue.
Of course.
Yeah, like this is not a creative process issue.
No.
This is not a artistic merit issue, because obviously they liked what he did with season 1 well enough that they got him to write season 2 and all that kind of stuff. This is going to be an HR issue. Whether it's an HR issue of he's being accused of doing things, whether it's an HR issue in reverse, that he's accusing somebody else of doing something. I mean, so we're not trying to assign blame or anything to anybody here.
Right.
But again, I will be completely shocked if at the end of the day we don't find out this is the Disney HR department had to get involved and do something, because nothing else fits this scenario right now.
Oh, it's too bad because a lot of people, even I'm looking forward to this. I mean, I love the X-Men cartoon. It kind of ended in a very good place. So, I mean, but still, I want to see this. And I feel without knowing anything, I feel bad it happened to him. You know, being a creative.
All right. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Harry's. You know, guys, in order to start the John Campea Show, I had to leave my high-paying corporate job in order to set myself up to be happier and enjoy more personal success. Because sometimes to get what you want, you have to challenge the status quo and blaze your own trail. And that's exactly what the folks at Harry's did. You see, at Harry's, they saw customers getting ripped off by questionable products in the shaving industry and decided to do something better. Harry's decided to pave their own road by making beautifully designed razors for a fraction of the price of the other big brands. Exceptional products, honest prices. That's Harry's. I have fallen in love with Harry's, from their foaming shaving gel that feels just luxurious on the skin, to their incredible razor that feels just as good in the hand as it does going over your skin. They've got rich, lathering, skin-softening body wash in scents like redwood, wildlands, and stone. You see, Harry's provides German-engineered blades made in their own factory that stay sharp longer. You can get a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, foaming shave gel, and a travel cover for just $3 at harrys.com/Campea. Don't settle for the status quo. Blaze your own trail with Harry's. Get started with a $13 trial set for just $3 at harrys.com/Campea. That's harrys.com/Campea for a $3 trial set.
Guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Does this do anything to quell your excitement for the upcoming X-Men 97? Maybe you weren't excited for it in the first place. Whatever you guys think, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.